Hey Kennedy, welcome back. I'm Casey and this is Joe.
I'm up. Leave me alone, I'm tired.
Well, I guess Kenny Impact starts right now. Okay, seriously, Joe, it's been a week since break. Time for you to get up. I can't do the show by myself.
Okay, I'm up. You sound like my dad.
I'm obviously a girl.
Debatable.
Well, I see how this is going to go. But you know what? I'm not going to talk to you anymore. So on to our first story about people's New Year's resolutions.
Hi Kennedy, I'm Tony and I'm here with Shikaria. We're going to ask her about her New Year's resolution. So Shikaria, what's your New Year's resolution for this year?
My New Year's resolution would be to be more focused and, do better in school.
Probably to just do better in school, hang out with better people, and focus more on myself instead of others.
My New Year's resolution is to do better in school because it's important for your future.
It's kind of one I made for last several years in a row and never stick to it. I'm going to try to drink less pop and hopefully help the old waistline here.
Your year's resolution is to save some money.
Resolution.
To get better grades.
Well, how do you plan on accomplishing these goals?
Staying focused in school and actually paying attention.
Yeah, there you go, being a nice person.
Maybe work a little harder in the classroom. Maybe do a little more homework at home and get interviewed on the news.
I don't have the secret. If I did, I would have stuck to it many years ago. Willpower, have my wife help me, don't get it here at school, you name it, but it's awfully tough. I think I'm actually addicted to caffeine and soda,
Not buying so much pop, try to save gas, not go places I don't need to go.
Turning my homework in on time and staying on task, I guess.
All right, there you have it. Thank you.
Well, mine is to be a better student.
And that's funny. We all know that's not going to happen.
We all know that you aren't either.
Yeah, right. I'm the perfect student.
You're kidding, right?
Yeah.
Well, what were your resolutions for last year?
Oh, well, I don't remember.
Some people actually keep their resolutions and remember them. Here's a 2012 in review.
Who's up for an adventure? Where are we going? Back.
Back when we all lived in the caves.
Man is not an animal. We're survivors.
Fire. Our first true piece of technology. Stone tools. The wheel. Gunpowder. Eureka, the light bulb.
Camera. Are we rolling?
Television, the automobile, nuclear weapons, spacecraft, internet. We are the gods now.
Joseph Kony.
charges against Bradley Manning.
Riot in jail.
Vladimir Putin declared victory in
Russia.
I've been suspended. The world heard from gunpoint. The long-range missile shooting of an unarmed Florida teenager.
I had a son, he looked like
I'm making the voice of my generation, or at least a voice of a generation.
Text from Hillary. Instagram.
I'm Mike Waller.
I like to dance.
North Carolina.
Fans get married.
It's unnatural.
Same-sex couples should be able to get married.
One from the anniversary podcast. Scott Walker.
Survived a recall.
Mid-air meltdown.
50 Shades of Grey.
Facebook. Public Chick-fil-A president.
In opposition to gay marriage.
Kristen Stewart. She
I don't understand how she could do this.
deadly weather. Epic wildfire.
Central Colorado.
Naked man chewing another man's face. Not arrested.
Agreement. It's not time for questions.
My last morning.
Tom Cruise.
Katie Holmes calling it quits.
You're making a fool of yourself.
Hurricane Sandy.
Perfect storm conditions.
President Obama has 1 second term.
Is this real? Voters have approved same-sex marriage. First state to legalize marijuana.
Downfall of the
Israel will take whatever action.
Close to going out of business. Kate Middleton expecting her first child.
Man pushed to his death.
Superstar Jenny Rivera.
The world.
Not impressed.
I've never been more hopeful about our horses and bayonets. Your voice must be heard. You need to stand up.
Sexiest man alive.
Walking his way into history and forgetting.
We will continue our journey forward. Thank you. Justice, United States.
I can't help but wonder about my fate, my destiny.
You think he's coming back?
I have no idea. Everybody needs a hobby. So what's yours? Resurrection.
Belief. Fear. Love. Phenomena that determine the course of our lives. Begin long before we are born and continue after we perish.
That video is actually really confusing. A lot happened last year, you know?
Yeah, a lot did happen, I guess.
You guess?
Well, yeah, a full year like last year with a lot of things happening, and it is really hard to remember sometimes, especially the little things.
Okay, then. Our next story has to do with giving and receiving.
What up, Kennedy? I'm Tyler, and you know we got...
I'm Casey.
Nobody really cares, but...
Yeah, no one cares about you. Go away, you're in a bad mood. So this week, for the first show on Kennedy Impact, we went around asking people whether they like to give or to get for Christmas. So, yeah.
Joy, getting this Christmas, getting or giving? Personally, I liked getting stuff, you know. Money's always nice, because you can put some gas in your car and go get some food and stuff, but, you know, giving presents is always fun, too, seeing the expression on their face.
Hey, Kennedy, I'm Luke, and I'm here with this guy. We're going to ask him what he likes better, giving or giving during the holiday season.
Thanks. Well, it's a tough question, but I'd have to say giving. You know, getting's great and all, but, you know, nothing beats giving.
We're here at the Weston. So, Weston, what'd you enjoy this Christmas, getting or giving?
I enjoyed giving.
So, you heard it from everyone that like giving or receiving for Christmas.
Anyway, y'all be watching this up on the news, and, you know, just make sure, as much as you get next Christmas, make sure you give, too. It's been Tyler with Kennedy Impact.
Personally, I like giving or getting things, so.
Yeah, same here. So yeah, to continue on the show, we have Alan with update.
Thanks, Casey and Joe. I'm Alan with Kennedy Update. This week's update, there will be parent-teacher conferences on Thursday, January 17th from 3 to 7 p.m. And congratulations to the 28 students who earned a Golden Torch Award for the first trimester. Now here is Chris with the sports.
What up, Ken Penn? It's Chris here with your sports update. Well, basically, Kennedy sports have been thriving as of late. There's a girls' home hockey game versus Prior Lake at 7:30 on the 10th. A boys' swim meet at home versus Lakeville North High School at OGMS on the 11th. Boys' basketball has a home game versus Waconia at 3 o'clock on the 12th. Also, there's a boys' hockey game at home on the at 7:30 versus Shakopee later that night. Show your support by showing up. Go Eagles! And now Tech Bites with Brandon.
Hey Kennedy, I'm Brandon bringing you the first Tech Bites of 2013. We've got a bunch to get through, including self-driving cars, Twitter, and a whole bunch of movies. So let's get to it. Self-driving cars are nothing new. Google has had one driving around for over a year now. The only issue with self-driving cars is that people don't really care about them. I mean, it's amazing for the first few minutes, but then people finally realize and think, well, I'll never have one of those. Thankfully, Toyota has noticed this and has begun a competition with Google to commercialize self-driving cars. Their Intelligent Transport Systems, or ITS, have been building ground in hopes of taking some of the attention away from Google. Audi, Mercedes-Benz, and Ford have also been creating similar technologies, but Toyota has been the only company to release actual footage of the operating vehicle. Hopefully, self-driving cars will become more of a possibility in everyday life in the years to come. Now, I'm assuming everyone watching this is familiar with Twitter. Well, recent reports have come out stating Twitter's current worth. Anyone want to venture a guess how much? I mean, how much money could a website devoted to people posting Instagram photos and talking about unimportant events throughout their day really be worth? Did you guess $11 billion? Well, if you did, congratulations, here's an invisible cookie. Yes, Twitter is worth actually over $11 billion, which kind of makes sense due to the rumors and speculations that Apple may be looking to purchase Twitter, similarly to how Facebook purchased Instagram. If they do, meh, and if they don't, also meh. Finally, instead of showing you guys a video this week, I'm instead going to run down the top 10 movies of 2012 and give you very, very quick reviews of each of them. Now, all of this is going to be unscripted and going to be my fresh opinion depending on if I've seen the movie or if I've recently watched the trailer. Ready? Go! So number 10 on this list is The Dark Knight Rises. Now, I actually have the Blu-ray of this movie, actually all three movies, and well, it's kind of hard to say if it belongs on the top 10 of every movie released in 2010? You can see how this is unscripted. It obviously wasn't as good as The Dark Knight. I don't think anything Christopher Nolan could have done would have been able to top Heath Ledger's performance, but it was still a very bold statement and a very good addition to both Batman series and to end that trilogy. So, in some way I do think it belongs, in other ways I don't think it does. I'm very conflicted, but if I would have picked anything, I'm glad it's at least somewhere in the list. Okay, number 7 is Cloud Atlas, and I didn't need any time whatsoever to think about what I was going to say. This movie is incredible. It's directed by the Wachowski siblings, as well as a third director that I do not remember. If the Wachowskis sound familiar, they directed The Matrix, if you've ever heard of it. Basically, it has to do with 6 different stories, all intertwined in certain ways, and they're 100 years apart, so it's not like physically intertwined, it's more spiritually intertwined. And that sounds kind of lame, but it actually dives into resurrection and the different stories, how they interact, how one thing can affect another thing hundreds of years beforehand. It's an incredible movie. Unfortunately, it might not do as well because it's a hard movie to sell. It's hard for me to describe properly. Just give it a chance, watch it. It is an incredible movie. I'm glad it made the top 10. Number 5 is Looper, and I think is an incredible movie. It seems to me that the only movies I've actually seen were the really good ones, and I'm actually kind of happy about that. Looper did a fantastic job of not only hiding one of the main elements of the story, but not doing time travel in a confusing, lame way. Yes, time travel has a big aspect in the movie, but there's a secondary characteristic in the movie that you won't find in any of the trailers, you won't see at all unless you watch the movie, and it's amazing. I love being surprised by... Oops, my camera just died. Either way, Looper, fantastic movie, check it out. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, even though it doesn't look anything like him. Bruce Willis, even though it looks exactly like him. I'm talking too much about this movie, let's move on. Number 2 is Los Miserables, or however you pronounce that. I don't care how, just move on. I haven't seen it, but I've watched all the trailers. People have fallen in love with this movie. It's a classic, apparently. There's great talent in the movie, great cinematography, just an overall high-quality, fantastic movie. I don't know if it's worth number 2, but I think if you look at the entire year, I do think it belongs somewhere in this list. And number 1, the number 1 movie is Django Unchained. Now, this movie came out very recently, and not that many people have seen it yet. I highly recommend that you see this movie. See, once again, unscripted. Quentin Tarantino does an amazing job. I don't remember the last bad Quentin Tarantino movie I've ever seen. It has the crazy violence, the unnecessary violence that everybody's come to know and love. It has the raunchy comedy. There is no joke, a 5-minute scene about white Confederates complaining about the holes in their bag and they can't see through them. It is the most awkward, hilarious 5 minutes you will ever watch in a movie. Jamie Foxx is hilarious and fantastic. Christoph Waltz carries this movie. It has Leonardo DiCaprio. It has Samuel L. Jackson in bits of the movie. It's just, I can't put together a better way of describing it. Please go see it. It is fantastic. I'm glad it got the number 1 spot. It snuck in there right at the end of the year, but I'm glad it was still noticed. And I hope to see more Quentin Tarantino films like this in the future. Now that's it for the top 10. I did not order these. This list actually came from IMDb, but all I did was give my opinion on each movie, and I hope you guys stuck with it and liked it. That's it for this week, Kennedy. Thank you for watching, and hopefully maybe possibly tiny bit of attention. Maybe, please? No? Fine. Now to Tyler with the weather.
It's the weather at Kennedy.
What up, Kennedy? It's your boy Tyler here with your weather this week. Anyway, well, as you see, we're not outside, and that's because it's a little nippy outside, a little cold. I don't feel like going outside personally. I'm freezing my off. Anyway, so this week, Kennedy, your weather is looking pretty decent. You know, Thursday's gonna be 30s. Maybe a little rain here and there. Friday, again, 30s. But it should be nice and sunny for y'all after school if you're going to go out and play some hockey or whatever you do after school. That's what I do. Anyway, and then Hot Cheetos and Takis are very delicious. I love them. Saturday, Saturday it's supposed to dip down into low 20s, start getting a little colder with the Hot Cheetos and Takis. I mean, you can warm your mouth up a little bit at least, in this cold weather, because I know Hot Cheetos really get my mouth going. Anyway, Sunday, Monday is going to be cold, though. It's going to go back down to the mid-teens. It's going to be a little chilly, you know what I'm saying? Alright, Hot Cheetos, Takis. So, I guess that's all I got for you this week for the weather here at the school. Anyway, but if you want to get through the winter blues, get some Hot Cheetos and Takis.
It's the weather at Kennedy.
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes
Can I please go to bed now? I'll give you a cookie.
You can't bribe me. And we have to finish the show. Then you can go to bed, OJ.
Oh, fine. That's all for today, Kennedy. I'm Joe.
And I'm Casey. Stay tuned for next week's show.